aka Powders. Welcome to episode 459. We're one away from 460, and I am your host, Peter A. DeLuca, aka the Pop Culture Pope, aka Spicy Taco, aka the World Sketchbook Champion. That's right, on social media, follow my completion of my GoBots sketchbook. I'm also the creator of Uzi Susie, Trial by Fire, and the originator of the Wolfpack. And you can go to AKAPAD.com and sign up for some free Wolfpack trading cards. That is how you support this effort. And let me define for you what this effort is. I just recorded for 10 minutes and dumped it. Gone. Why? I don't know. I just didn't like it. So we do long form discussion. We do long form content and ideas. You will see this with episode 460. Let's preview that. Loki, episode 6. What is my opinion, your host's opinion, the greatest 1 hour in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. All of it. That includes Tony Stark banging hot women in the first Iron Man. So what do we have here? We're talking long form. We're dedicating our lives and content and hours to do this, okay? What is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, aka the MCU? What is it? Why does it exist? Well, people, the jaded people will tell you they'll say Disney, and they'll forget that the Marvel Cinematic Universe existed and was in play and was being formed pre-Disney to Marvel purchase. But it is a series, and as of now, streaming shows, interlinking content, movies, TV shows, short films, even interviews are roped into the Marvel Cinematic Universe because we're trying to figure it out. We want definitions. We want our ideas solidified. We want validation for our theories because the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if we go to the beginning, it will suck you in. It is Iron Man, leading into Iron Man 2, leading into Thor, leading into Captain America, leading into the first Avengers movie, leading into a short film after that, the Damage Control one, and the Damage Control was linked to the first of the Spider-Man movies, and then we get Civil War. And then we get Thor Ragnarok, and what was Ragnarok? Was it Thanos coming to Asgard as he was doing, or was Ragnarok what happened in Ragnarok? Because it seemed like Asgard was already doomed when Thanos was approaching it. Anyway, oh my God. Because he didn't have to go to Asgard because he got the Infinity Gem straight from Loki because he intercepted them post-Asgard. So it's confusing and it's frustrating and it technically doesn't line up and makes no sense. But that doesn't mean we can't define it. We can't kind of just bake in some of these inconsistencies because that's really what it is right now. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is a menagerie, a mosaic of inconsistencies. We have Loki establishing the Time Variance Patrol Administration, the Time Police, and they nip all of these alternate timelines that are spurring up throughout the one main timeline. But then we have Wanda doing a spell that creates an influx of chaos magic, and then she controls reality. And then we have the killing of Kang. When we kill Kang, we also break the control of the TVA and the timeline. And then we have Doctor Strange doing a spell to help Spider-Man, possibly breaking and triggering the ending and what we saw in Loki. Like you guys follow me? And then at the end of the Multiverse of Madness, we have these almost like dimensions colliding into one another. But is that like the stuff that we saw in Loki? Can Wanda help that? Wanda's inside the Darkhold now. Is like, and these institutions of power within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Thor's hammer, Iron Man's heart, Captain America's liberty, his freedom, all stripped, all broken down. And I will say, just when it comes to a 3-movie arc, Thor, roughly a 3-movie arc, right? We've deconstructed, broken down, and erased everything we thought that the heroes existed for. This even goes within the Avengers movie. By Civil War, the Avengers are no longer. Avengers Infinity War begins with no Avengers team. There's no Avengers team in Avengers Infinity War. And this is a part of the deconstruction that does make the Marvel Cinematic Universe pre-Infinity Gauntlet pretty sweet, pretty awesome, pretty easy to follow, and a lot of fun. But what do we have? Like, we have these offshoots. We have Civil War. What is exactly Civil War? Well, we know it's a movie. We also know it as a comic book series. We also know it as an argument between two heroes that no one really seems to ever agree with, or even succeed that or concede, right? That it's value. It's not valuable. It's a valueless argument that no one agrees with. Okay, people just it's stupid. So. But we get that movie. It's hard to follow that movie. It's even hard to follow a little bit of Winter Soldier because of why? Exposition. We are not brought into the movies. We're thrown into them. And this is a problem that we see with Spider-Man. We see this with the Multiverse of Madness. I have a feeling it's going to be very heavy with Thor, Love and Thunder. So... But we get something like Shang-Chi along the way. And Shang-Chi does what they were so hoping Moon Knight did, which is an offshoot. It's not connected. It's not there. It's only kind of connected via post-credit scene, but it's standalone, insane, fun, and action. And this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But it's hard. It's hard to, at this point, recommend one of the movies and be like, well... you can just watch the movie and go on amongst your day, because that's really what people want to do. And if you say no, you have to watch this movie and then this TV show and focus on this episode and then go back to this other movie and then you can watch the new one. That's madness, people. That is its own multiverse of madness. But then we have the internet. We have the internet rolling in. We have these YouTubers. We have this spiral of specking, of ideas, of trying to figure it out, of exaggerating every single tiny detail, meaningless. I mean, these MCU speckers are as useful as a sports analysis. I mean, they are useless individuals. Now, I'm being broad there, being a little mean, but it's just useless to the sense that everything you're putting out is wrong. How can you constantly spec on Marvel movies knowing you're constantly wrong, and then the next day look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you're doing a great job? This is what you're doing. I'm just going to go on YouTube and be wrong, and then I'm going to be right maybe twice in months of speculation, daily speculation. Could you imagine that? No, that is not what the AKAPAD audio Audacity experience is all about. What I'm saying to you, no one's saying, and I can pretty much say that with confidence because I monitor a lot. Some people might say I monitor too much, but no. Look, everyone. The Marvel Cinematic Universe will continue to march on. Moving forward, it's going to be tough for me to look at these movies as movies. Moving forward, we're going to do Loki 6, Episode 6. We're going to do Spider-Man, No Way Home. And we're going to do Doctor Strange 2, The Multiverse of Madness. We're doing these for the reason to document where they are as a movie and to document where they are within the MCU. Now, look, all the MCU links mostly always work if you use the caveat of what they leave out and ignore. And you're like, well, what exactly are you saying? Well, it works because when it works, it's awesome. It clicks. It gets people hyped up. It gets people going. It gets people to do repeat viewings. It gets people back twice. Now, you're also doing things to appeal to a smaller and smaller core. The Marvel Cinematic fan core, the core of the people that broadcast who Thanos is at the end of Avengers, that drive that excitement, that is a core that is shrinking. Because how can you say it with confidence? Because even with the introduction of X-Men, which is a completely depleted, broken, destroyed, lost franchise, okay, even with that, okay, you don't get excitement, and you kind of got lucky when you built up Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America as level A characters. They were far from level A. Now you're going to have to do that to Fantastic Four. You just made a movie where you busted your Fantastic Four nut, which is beyond me. I don't know why Mr. Fantastic at all was in Doctor Strange, only to be killed. I fully understand. I side with Tom Cruise for ignoring that mess. It's because it was a mess. So look, at everyone. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, if it's new to you, you have to start from the beginning. You have to. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry to put you on that trial. Now, you can cherry pick movies. I would love to kind of know what it's like for someone just to watch a random Avengers movie and know what's happening. I would love them to watch like Civil War and to know what's happening. Now the movies are fun; they're optical. It's superhero stuff. Like I think the trial of the hero, the victory of the hero, the journey, for lack of a better term, is very clear in all of these movies. Even look, you kind of have to say it, but you can give someone Thor: Dark World far easier than you can give someone Spider-Man No Way Home. Let me say that again. As a new person, a new entity, a new creature crawling into the Marvel Cinematic Universe world, Thor: The Dark World works better as an introduction than Spider-Man No Way Home. And with that, I gotta go because I am. There is a level of burnout happening here with your host, and it's a type of burnout where things just seem trite and rehearsed, and there's no really good idea or approach. We've had a run. We've had some great, like, again, Kate Bishop. I love Kate Bishop in Hawkeye. Even Moon Knight's a good intro. Shang-Chi's a good intro, but there's no fire. There's no big idea. I mean, when you first saw Guardians of the Galaxy, you wanted to see more Star-Lord. You wanted to see more of that team as soon as possible. There's none of that. I mean, even with this Doctor Strange movie, where's the clamoring to see more Doctor Strange as a character? It's not there. And the path isn't quite clear. The path is going to be you have to whittle it and wind it and grind it into the ground later to portray the philosophies and ideas that you've established within your narrative to piss off a different core of your fans and to have everyone long for its return. Very similar to the NWO when it comes to wrestling, where I mean they've gotten so many iterations of the NWO throughout the years, even like the different companies like TNA with Hulk Hogan, and he brought the band, quote unquote, back together. It just fails. It just fails because it's never going to be as good as when it was good. And that's the path we're on for the MCU. And it kind of stinks because we're wasting the time of talent. We're talented people. I mean, I'm talking down to the production crew here. We're wasting that time, that money, that attention that they have, and we're using it to put a middle movie connected to 4 other things. And then we're expecting you to love it. I don't know, people. It's a tough bag. A little bit of a journey there, longer conversation. Next up, we're going to be talking Loki 6. And I'm going to talk to you next episode, Loki episode 6, as a straight up MCUer. Because I even believe it does exist outside of the MCU, which makes it special. It also makes it the best thing that they've done. And I don't think that was by design. I love you. Goodbye.